I pressed all the buttons and everything worked, like it's recording, sound is working, all that stuff's fine. But strangely, it didn't change scenes. So they're still staring at like Reign of the Destroyer, spelled correctly because it was by an American. Will and Graham, Nag Height, Apocalypto _12, Zero Doxy, Jake, Messi was taken, Unfunny One, and the test tube.
You have the wrong emblem for Kingmaker.
Wait, do I?
It says Kingmaker.
It is Kingmaker still. Actually, I had to make the a new, what's it called, for it's on Monday. I think those videos get released on YouTube. I had to make a new
Whaler. I like that. I like that. Plain.
A new playlist on YouTube, and so it's actually called KM6, like season 6, Planewalker 1, like, so because you can't because it gets too confusing if you really give it to for somebody coming into the channel being like, click.
I would have just named it Planeswalking Kingmaker Planeswalking or something.
Yeah, so Kingmaker Planeswalker, yeah, or Planewalker, Planewalker.
So I'm gonna ask Tristan not to do it. Hold on. I have a question. What would happen if I summoned a spirit to this realm?
I do not know, and I do not think now is the time to try.
You're a dad. Yes.
Things twist and bend as you guys come returning into the material realm once again, but the color returns. Funny thing is, you guys are inside of an old abandoned building, a place that should otherwise be empty. Aside from the person in ratted clothes that's sitting on the floor, literally watching the four of you appear out of nowhere. They're like,
oh, this is that scene from The Matrix where the
bum.
The bum in the subway turns into a...
I was thinking Terminator.
Oh, that too, yeah.
Oscar gets up butt ass naked.
Why is everyone complimenting me on my thighs today?
It's been a very weird day for me.
Very strange day as he struts around butt naked.
Good glasses.
Great
Give
thighs,
me.
no ass. So
he has a very good ass.
Yes.
I know. We heard about it ad nauseum from Lady Graris.
All that planing, you know? All that planing.
Look, you need a very particular motion. There's a move in arm wrestling called the King's Move, which requires you to do quite a bit of a dip with your squat, which you can actually apply to planing a door, which is why Oscar has really great glutes.
There you go.
Yeah.
I'll boot that glute, right? It's for you, buddy.
Tristan, that was
foolish.
Okay.
I didn't notice that there was somebody here.
Hello.
He looks down at the person and says,
how many drugs did you take last night?
Tristan will actually turn his head and look at you and say, "It's a good point. Thank you, Oscar." And we'll walk up to the gentleman and say, "Are you thirsty?" And the guy will kind of nod slowly and say, "Good." And pulls out his water skin and casts a small spell really quickly, and then hands the man the water skin and says, "This is some of the finest mead that you're going to find. Please enjoy. It's a family recipe." And the guy looks down at it and says, just drink. Please, good fellow. Just drink.
You'd like some jerky as well.
This is wrong.
Oscar
the guy, and takes a swig of it and actually goes like,
"This is wrong.
It really is delicious." Tristan looks at you and says, "Laszlo, the alternative is not any better. Please, have a drink. We'll just be sitting over in this corner here. Relax." And he'll stand up and walk over to the corner, shaking his head, looking very disappointed. We're going to get in a lot of trouble for this one.
When he takes a drink, I'm going to keep an eye on him, and I'm going to cast this.
I don't see what that says. It says that...
Disorient.
Ah, gotcha.
I'm gonna fail, so that's a waste of XP.
Fuck it, luck it. You
Yeah,
automatically succeed
I
if you
should.
luck.
Right. Yeah. That's my luck right there.
succeeded.
All right.
It is
So
a
as soon as he
success.
takes it, he has a -2 to all tests and moves at half speed.
Cool. So,
So it messes with their psyche and their brain and stuff like that.
Basically, you're trying to make sure he fails whatever Tristan.
Yeah,
gave him.
I'm trying to make sure he doesn't have to get too bad. Like this is kind of just pushes him over without having him have to force any more liquid into his mouth.
Tristan walks over, shaking his head. You cast whatever spell it was, and he says, "Don't be too concerned. It's just mead. Truly, just mead, crafted by magic,
What is-
but nonetheless."
Yes, you guys lie a lot. You don't have to lie to us.
I don't think you understand, Laszlo.
No, I do. I know what Jabbermouth is.
He actually, his face kind of drops a little bit and says, "Do you?"
I do. You're not the only one that has secrets.
Some secrets are known by none, including those that know them. Other secrets, he looks back, says, there is supposed to be no... He looks simple enough. Perhaps drinking. Perhaps enough drink will wipe his mind. Because I'd rather not have to do anything further. He says, looking pained at even the thought of it.
I understand.
Good. It stays between us then. I'd rather not have Krilla knowing that I don't have the stomach to do what needs to be done.
Well, my spell should make it easier, so let's make sure he drinks.
He nods and says, I'm exhausted. It was quite the journey. I know we traveled for a considerable amount of time, and so you might expect a bit further, but I was only able to bring us so far. I brought us to Strandano. I could go no further. My thighs are blasted at the moment.
Strandano actually might be a benefit for us.
We need to be careful. Wasn't this the town we ran out of?
Oh, yes.
Oh, wonderful.
Your mask might be helpful here, Chrisellen.
Especially if you need to go and speak with our contact here.
I'm gonna sit down next to the guy and I'm gonna say, I really feel like shit. Let's play a drinking game, my friend. And I'm gonna hold out a gold coin and put it in between us. Say, whoever lasts the longest gets the coin.
Oh, poor fellow. That's like,
He's gonna go blackout real fast.
oh.
I don't want him to die, so I have to be killed. So I'll just look back at Oscar and be like, "This is gonna be a bad day again." All right.
I look forward to carrying your weight.
So he looks back and says, he looks back over at Oscar. It's like Laszlo as he looks down and starts taking his first drink and looks at the two of you and says, the rumors are true about him. He isn't a shit.
Oscar just kind of smiles at that.
Pretty fucking great.
He's a good guy.
I can't argue. Better than some. Why don't I improve the quality of the room and see what I can find out here? I didn't know you had a contact here. I also didn't know you were chased out of it. It's just the closest place I can get to without being caught into whatever was happening back east.
Well, we are going to lay low.
West! God damn it.
West. Yes. It's all right, Tristan. The directions are very confusing when you go into the upside down.
Did you just get muted? Or did I?
Fun. No, it was a.
it flickered for a second.
It was a hiccup of the internets.
Oh, my internet connection is unstable.
I just got that as well.
Oh, I did.
Yeah,
Okay.
mine too.
Oh,
I think
really?
it's Zoom.
Yeah.
Am I literally the only one that doesn't?
I think
Weird.
you're fine.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I was just cracking a joke. But no. we're going to lay low, but we do have a contact here. Part of the reason why we were run out is because I look very Amultese.
You do. And I look more so.
Perhaps the mask would benefit you better.
To Tristan? Or to...
So, Oscar.
Or perhaps the two of you just simply stay here. All of you stay here. I'll see what I can discover. We don't need to go traipsing about Strondano. And honestly, we just need to wait until close to sunset. When it's dusk, things will make us move quicker. And we need to move quicker.
Our contact is Lady Gravis.
Find her.
Mm-hmm.
She will know what's going on in the town.
Is there anything that needs to be said to her?
Bring her here.
Well, that's an option. If that's not an option, for whatever reason.
Please, before we go down this list of demands, is there a reason for this? Because truth be told, we're not going to be staying here for very long.
Said that we've established contact with an individual in Beso who may be reaching out. That would be the only reason to really make strong contact right now. Just giving a warning that there may be some contact from that group.
Also, she might flay you alive if she knew that we were here and you prevented us from seeing her.
I'm not concerned about some lowly lady of...
Oh, you
Yovance.
should be.
She is more than that, to say the least.
A self-proclaimed heinous cunt, I believe.
Yeah, that was the language. Yep.
Mother? No. Just kidding.
Did we just find
That
Lady
would be a
Graves'
twist.
missing son?
Oh, well, no. That would be a huge
That would be a
twist.
huge
Because this is someone's brother.
Yep. Oh no. Yep.
No.
Okay,
no,
fair
no.
point.
No. It's okay. So anyways.
So I'm going to try to use this, Scott,
Mhm.
to just fool him with, like, you know, like I'm drinking more than I actually am. I'm not going to lie to the guy, and I'm still going to drink with him, but I don't want to I want to try to minimize as much as I can
You don't worry
whatever's
about it.
about to happen to me.
Buddy, I got you. You're gonna hate what happens. So, he ends up leaving. He leaves for some time, a few hours, and eventually he comes back as it's getting late in the day. It's well past noon at this point, but certainly nowhere near sunset. He comes back, bringing with him the lady herself, wearing a cloak that looks like it belongs to one of her servants drawn over her head, though her heels would give away to anybody who is observant.
I'd give her one of those proper kiss on each cheek greetings and the Lady Grey.
Chrisellen, dear, it's been much too long. I'm so glad to hear that you're in town, but disappointed to see what caliber the caliber of the location you're choosing to spend your time.
It is, and I look around, unfortunate. However, much too risky to come to the estate.
So I've been very vaguely told, she says, looking at Tristan. He doesn't smile or give much of a gesture in return, and just says, I have other matters to attend to that took some time, and then turns and walks off. She looks after him as he leaves and says, I asked more than a few questions before I agreed to come along with him.
I had no doubt. All right, so business. Unless, and I look around for like a flask of alcohol if I have any.
Oscar pulls out the whiskey out of his
She
bag
holds
and
up her
kind
hand to
of
stop all of you and says, I have a question to ask you.
Okay.
His last name is quite familiar to me. And those eyes are quite familiar to me.
His last name is fairly inconsequential, I think, at the moment.
Is it?
That depends. Why?
I
is
can't
it
know your
familiar?
history.
You do know her history, though, and she
Yeah,
said,
we do know her.
I can't know her history with him.
no, you know her history with Rayrin Corvain, a name that she's spoken to you about ad nauseum.
Yeah.
He took her kid away. That
Yeah,
was
yeah.
the big thing.
Killed her husband, took her kid away. She didn't really care about the husband. Took her estate,
don't-
took everything.
Believe that Tristan and his brother fully align.
That is his brother.
It is.
Empathy check. There's a look in her eyes, not different from Cruella when she saw those puppies.
He's much too important for you to exact revenge right now, and much too innocent. It's his brother you're after.
Oh, I'm aware.
His
Please,
brother is.
you have details that you needed to go over. Let's not sully our reunion with such trivialties.
Trivialities.
Trivialities. There we go.
It's like, what are you even trying to say?
Doxy got me.
Please,
She talks
please know that I appreciate that this is not trivial to you. But for now, there are more pressing matters. We've established a contact with a... And she, like, chokes out the word Thieves Guild. They will be in contact with you. We will be in contact with you. Big things are afoot.
It's not too terribly different from what it is that's going on here. As I've sunk in my hands, shall I say, shoulder deep into the muck that was left behind for me. It's information is one of the things that was passed back and forth out of Strandano through these holdings. I have a good bit of it myself. This Thieves Guild that you're talking about, does it have a name or?
I could not bear to ask.
It's based in Beso.
The Shadow Broker. There's rumor that he's returned.
Yes.
Well, I'd certainly be interested in speaking with him or one of his agents, because I could certainly expand my own network and what information could be had.
You will be speaking with her, and
Good job, Josh.
we've given her the moniker Sarah Booker. So if you see anything from a Sarah Booker, that will be
So did you say Sandra Bullock?
Sarah Booker.
Sarah Booker, my apologies.
Very similar names, honestly.
Yeah.
Easy mistake.
So almost like Sean Bean.
Or by a lake.
So, anyways, she says, then Sarah Booker, I'm interested. I'm interested in meeting with her. So the Shadow Broker is a woman. I thought it was a man.
Could be that there are multiple, but this is the individual we made contact with.
Again,
Helpful.
I'll be interested in speaking with her. And any other important things to go over? It can be, well, I don't know if there's anywhere in here I'd care to sit, but at least we can find a place that we can have a bit more privacy and a drink.
She just like waves her arm like, fucking be my guest, dude. I don't know what's going on here.
Yes, be my guest.
I cast Mage Hand.
To the test.
A
By the way,
little candelabra dances around.
I put on a better French accent than Ewan McGregor in that little tidbit right there. Yeah, I know. It's a bad movie. It's a bad movie.
I haven't heard it, but I will tell you what you just provided was not a French accent. So...
Enchanté.
Oh, good. Delightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything he learned was from Pepe Le Pew. All right.
Yeah.
No, that is not true. I'd be in prison.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
Very problematic character.
I don't know why we watched that as kids.
Our parents like, that's love. We're like, what's love? Baby,
I
don't
don't-
hurt me. Don't hurt me. No more. So anyways, you guys are able to go off to the side and chat with her. As much as I know you guys like the character, there's really nothing else important to go over with her, so time is going to pass, and eventually Tristan returns.
Only thing to note is I would actually mention that there will be probably a power vacuum created in Vaso in the near future. Just giving her a heads up to prepare on this end that there may be a shift as well in order to try and sweep in there. Just to give her the heads up for her own power vacuum capturing here.
She places a hand on your like forearm as you're saying this and say, Oscar, I appreciate you giving me the heads up as to when it is you feel I need to fill the void.
What is with this nation?
It's just one day, dude. It's just one day.
It's the weekend at Bernie's. What is happening?
It's like one of those bad like Valentine's Day movies.
Yeah,
where it's like the whole.
What has happened?
He actually polluted the lake with a love potion.
The love
specifically.
potion.
Yeah,
It was teeming with life. But it was
It's like a
Calibrated
parasite in their
Oscar.
brain now. Like, and they're all like, hey.
They're just into himbos. They're just into himbos now. It is. All right.
Anyways, you guys enjoy your evening, your time with her, so on and so forth. She doesn't really fill you in on any more information about this place, except for the fact that she's picking the pieces up and putting them together. That the network that she was speaking about, when she kind of gets plain and simple, isn't as grandiose as she would like to make it sound. It's one of those, I can be a bit more plain with you, and she's working on it is what she's trying to do. But moving on, eventually Tristan does come back, and when he does come back, he hands each of you a paper wrapped parcel with a bit of twine tying it up, and says, none of us have gotten a proper amount of sleep last night, since our journey is not any shorter. Please eat up, eat quickly. We're going to have to head out soon. The sun is getting very low in the horizon.
Can I eat?
Honestly, you are Constitution save, and why don't you throw a modifier in there of a -4?
Oh,
Jeez.
Tristan.
how do you add that?
I'm thinking of GURPS, where it pops up as you click it. Just roll, I increase the DC, you're good.
Oh no.
4, Scott. A 4.
No, I just increased the DC, it's just you fail worse.
It's so bad.
So Laszlo is awake. Laszlo is not conscious.
Okay.
We all
Is
we
the
all
other
know that.
guy? Did the other guy go out first?
Oh
or is
yeah,
Laszlo-
that guy got real. Sorry, no. The other guy's still awake too, but also like, wrong.
Okay.
He has a -2. Damn it.
Yeah, he
He
does
has a
have
-2, and I don't have to do con saves to keep a spell up.
Here, let me roll it. Hold on, let me roll for this guy.
What's this
I'm
guy's
just-
18. Oh, never mind.
Oh
3.
no!
3. He's out before me. I have a 4.
Hey, Vessa,
Right.
so you get your gold back. You don't have to give it to the homeless
No,
guy.
I don't.
He's
Well, we
gonna
can't
leave it
give it to
there.
him. We don't want any evidence left behind. That's the sad part.
It's also probably a Maltese gold.
What I would say is, well, I no, I won't.
Laszlo. Tap 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 on the face.
Mm.
Food. Open.
Insert the whole box.
Oh, no gag refund. Okay.
Yeah, wow. Honestly impressive.
And he's like, why isn't Laszlo the one flirting with?
Tristan,
Yes.
you take very good care of us.
Sounds like you're about to make a request.
No. Going to give you troubling information.
Proceed.
The Lady Greyris that you fetched for us earlier. I hadn't put 2 and 2 together until after you had fetched her, but your brother bore her no kindness when she was a prisoner to him. She looks like she's moving to take it out on you. I think I talked her off the ledge for now. But I don't think that you should return here for a long time.
On the contrary, unlike my illustrious brother, whom I didn't know that you were aware of. I do not
I
run...
barely knew that I was aware of him, if it makes you feel any better.
He nods. Says, I don't hide from my problems. I face them head on, as you should do. I will come back sometime in the future when it's more appropriate, and I will speak to her and make sure she understands the difference between him and myself.
Allow me to accompany if possible.
He thinks about it for a second and says, I'm no child. I don't need my mother holding my hand.
No, but even the sturdiest wagon wheels need greased.
He will smile at what was meant to be a compliment and says, I appreciate that. And Chris Ellen, everybody knows that you can spin, so you can, lighten the mood of the most dour person. But with that being known so well, especially by somebody such as her, a close friend of yours, she would also know that you were doing the work for me. And so therefore it wouldn't be me putting in the appropriate amount of work to turn the tide.
Well, if you want to make things harder on yourself, you could bring me.
He looks at you and says, the two of you don't get along.
No.
Door.
What?
I
No,
wave
no.
to shush Oscar, and I say, I respect that. But I would lose no respect should you change your mind and request my presence.
He nods and looks to Oscar, who looks like he still had some tag or something he needed to say.
No, I mean, it was a bad joke about
Oh, okay.
me
Yeah,
being very
well,
blunt
no.
and dumb.
So
Yeah.
you guys open your little parcels that you have there, and it's fun because it's like that, folded, almost the takeout style parcels, and you open it up, and there's actually fucking good food inside. Like, it's legitimately good food inside. And so you guys eat it. Laszlo gets a bite in his mouth, mostly chews it, sits there for a while, swallows part of it, then later on swallows some more, and then by the time you guys are done eating, puts a second bite into his mouth.
I'm gonna fold this up for you, and I'll carry that with us. I'm assuming this is food that would travel well for the evening type thing.
Yeah, you could, yeah. Be fine. It'd be fine. And so, you imagine you're gonna have to take care of Laszlo.
I'm gonna take care of Laszlo. This is, yeah.
Similar thing as before, lights the candle, everything happens, twists and bends, and this time you guys move. And for you, Oscar, who had such a good understanding last time, you know that you are stepping further and faster. Seemingly, the time of day in the material plane has an effect on the way things work here. You move further and faster for a bit of time, and even further and even faster for a bit more time. And then it settles down, and then eventually it settles into the speed that you were moving the night beforehand, whereas it falls completely into darkness. Either way, you move pretty quickly, going from Strandano to, give me 1 second, please. 1 second, please. Why am I? Oh, I'm going completely into the wrong spot. That's going from Strandano to here. That would be at 5, plus you don't know exactly where. So that's going to be about 7 hours of traveling in this plane, which is not an easy task to do. It is genuinely difficult, but more than that, being inside the transit, being inside the plane is really, really difficult. Doxy, could you go ahead and roll me a d4, please? And then immediately afterwards, I need Will to roll me one. And then Josh, you could probably roll one too, but not yet though. Will, go ahead. And then Josh, go ahead.
Yeah.
Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. That equals 7. It's perfect. Will, could you do me a favor? Roll me a D100, followed by Doxy, but in a moment.
Oh, the perfect number.
Hey.
The perfect number.
Nice.
It's your session, boy. It's your session.
Look, apparently there's sex appeal in this session. I don't know how or why, but here we are.
I just wanted to be known that shadow stretches. All right.
It has to have substance to cast a shadow.
Oh, my poor boy. My poor boy.
Doxy, go ahead if you could toss that die. I had him do it. Doxy should have gone first. That's fine. He still got it. 26. And finally, you, Joshua.
A
10.
decline. Very interesting.
Ending with 10. Eventually, you guys have to find yourselves at the point where everybody's just kind of tired. You've been traveling for so long, everybody's legitimately exhausted. We're talking like multiple steps on the exhaustion scale in 5e, and not fatigue, but legitimately exhausted in Pathfinder, sort of exhausted. I don't know if it exists in the system, because the system's just kind of like 7 days no sleep. You're good. Just have some coffee. No, so you guys are legitimately exhausted, like big penalties, so on and so forth. And so eventually he's just like, please gather. I hate it to be said, but I honestly can't go any further, and the fact that we haven't been attacked by a creature at this point is good news. I wish not to have given you the word that this is something that could have happened, but nonetheless, I'm giving it to you now.
Oh, I
Gather,
forgot to change my back.
please, and make sure that we are close enough that he says as he yawns, but he yawns such a big yawn that he accidentally blows out the candle.
Delightful.
Well, he rolled a 10. How close was everybody?
Sticking as close as possible, and I'm carrying.
I am on Oscar.
Yeah.
When he said get close, I got as close as I could to him.
Yeah, then same here. Like, I mean, I'm aware of this, and like I know how this is working. There's like, if he's saying gather close, we're gathering close.
Roll me dexterity check, Oscar, and Chrisellen. Oscar, your DC's higher because you're carrying your boyo.
There we go.
Chris, you got up close, put maybe through an arm through his.
I'm gonna
thing?
luck mine real quick, just to. Yeah, 12. Great, fantastic.
And as the world warps and bends before you, Chrisellen, you can see those strange shapes that were around you as you were standing inside there stand tall, thick, and erect as trees as you were sitting inside of a forest. Your arms still, again, not like draped like you're walking with him down a hall, but almost like your hands slightly through, like just like on his wrist to make sure that you guys are close enough. And your hand is still standing there. And you see that you're standing amongst these trees. Everything is comfortable and so on. Oscar and Laszlo, you guys see the same as them. You see the world bend and everything pulls up and pulls the world as comfortable around you. And you can see that you are surrounded, again, by a bunch of trees, tall and thick and erect in the forest. Both of you in nighttime, in the darkness. But neither group able to see the other.
We didn't get close enough, Laszlo.
Yeah.
Shall we yell?
No, please, Chrisellen. I'm not sure exactly how far away from Valoran we might happen to be, but these woods can be quite dangerous. There is rumor that creatures live out here, so I think we need to be careful.
Based on what I understood about the direction that we were walking and how movement happens here, how many steps away were we?
I will allow you to make that check because you did so well before. This is going to be an arcane lore check.
It's not amazing. I'm going to luck again because this is kind of important for us, if that's okay.
Hold on one second. I just want to check something real quick. Yeah, okay. You did get technically one more, so you can roll that. Hey, a 15 is not terrible. Thinking about it for a second, because obviously he wasn't paying attention. So, oh, Josh, that's good. That's good stuff right there. So, anyways, as that happens, as the you guys pull in to the world, you look about and you're like, shit. You realize you're pretty sure you're fairly far. You're to the south of where they were, right?
South?
You're to the south. You're not sure how far or anything like that, but you're to the south.
Laszlo, which way is north?
Yeah. I'm gonna try to cast a spell. They don't have a check for those. Do you want me to do anything? No. I don't know what spell he did on it. I know it's been like 7 hours, so.
What are you referring to? I'm sorry.
The compass. It's one of the it's like a cantrip spell. There's no actual checks for it. But I don't know if you want to like apply something because I'm sacrificed myself, you know.
Apply anything for what? What are you talking about?
So I'm asking him
The
to
compass. He's asking me to find north.
I was assuming you're using that. I'm factoring that as like a thing.
Yeah.
The problem is
okay.
using the compass doesn't really help much. He's like, okay, I know that we were north. I know that was north. I know that was north, but without a protractor and a map, you know what I mean? Like, or some really
Knowing
good
which-
arithmetic.
So if I'm aware that we're south of them, that gives me direction of which way to go. Because if
Correct.
we're south of them, I'm going north. So if I know which way is north, I'm going to at least head in that direction, making sure that I don't get us turned around in
Yeah.
the forest here as I'm leading.
I'm
That's what
gonna walk at this point since I'm probably. I mean, I'm
Spend many
exhausted.
hours. Yeah.
Yeah, but I probably don't feel well. But I at least want to walk, and I'll tell Oscar, make sure you have your weapons ready.
You see Oscar already having his shield out and his spear
Oh,
out.
it's so bright. Yeah. All right.
And Oscar will just say, don't make too much noise if possible. I'm going to make more than you are probably, but that's ideal if we're going to get attacked.
Crystalline, we need a rest. Both of us are exhausted. We don't have the strength to push on much further, and truth be told, we can't find our companions in the dark. This is not good. If we needed to be able to return back to Hecatsia rapidly, instead we haven't even gotten our way to Valoran because of the things that had transpired. That being said, there might be dead here. The dead walk in this cursed land. So we need to be very mindful of that, as well as rumors of other creatures that happen to exist over here. Idir starts over near the furthest edges of where what's that place called? Amulta ended in the years past. There's a mountain range. I'm not sure how far from the mountain range we are, but there are wyverns that are born and live there normally. They used to plague the lands of eastern Amulta long ago. If we're close enough to them, we could see wyverns in this area as well. Wyverns often reside in mountains, but sometimes, if there's good enough food to be eaten, they'll find themselves into forests as well. Let's be careful.
Can I intelligence to find out what I know about the dead and
The dead,
wyverns?
absolutely not. No, wyverns, absolutely yes, you can. I don't know what the check would be. Just straight. Okay, that's fine. Honestly, are you fine with your 15, or do you want to try to get like some higher tier knowledge?
15 is fine.
Okay. You know,
I feel like that's fitting for, like, she's not going to go studying wyverns.
Yep. So wyverns are a type of. Excuse me.
That's okay. It keeps happening to me too. I'm not even particularly tired. I don't know.
I am very tired. I got, unfortunately, despite how late I was up last night on my post call, the stream, because that was the first session and we were just laughing and having fun. I had to wake up this morning to a conference call because every fucking Thursday on my day off from work, I now have an hour to hour and a half long conference call in the morning. So, you know, that's fun.
Chris Ellen would hug you to her bosom if she could.
Oh.
It's nice. It's nice. It's nice, man.
I'd say, Chris, please, no. I'm married. I don't know if my wife would appreciate that. So
Just a bosom hug.
One. Okay.
We're not
explain
jumping
this
into
on one
bed.
side. You on one side, Britt on the other. There you go. It's just-
Oh, bosom sandwich. Delightful.
Sorry. No class here. So, continuing on, he makes his way.
No, I would start.
You get your information. You know they're a type of dragon, or at least a cousin to dragons. But they don't have they're not proper dragons. They have proper intelligence like dragons do. They don't really speak or anything like that. They are keen hunters, very keen hunters. They have poisonous tails. They can be identified different from dragons by having hind legs but no forelegs. Right, so there's only two legs, and then large wings. They're just as dangerous in the front as they are behind. They will land and attack you, but more often than not, they use drop down and back up, like a swooping tactic, like a falcon or something like that would do. Right, where they drop down on you.
Do I know what senses they use while hunting?
Oh, they're extremely keen sense of smell, hearing, and sight. Like any dragon-based creature. Like we're talking, if a bear is 20 times better than a bloodhound, they make a bear seem like something that it just got flashbanged.
Okay. I would look to Tristan and I would say, can you make a faint light for me?
He nods. You're both human, aren't you? Yeah, you are. He nods and says, I can, but we should probably keep it a bit covered. And so he'll actually take your hand, like he actually will literally take your hand in one hand and the other, and kind of cupping one hand over yours. He'll kind of like have put your thumb up a bit, and he'll literally cast a spell. So there's a little bit of light coming off of your thumb. So it almost acts like a beacon of light and has your hands kind of covered over it. So
Sure.
your hand acts like a hooded lantern almost.
I would gather enough sticks to lay out the size of our bodies on the ground. And I would say, all right, lay.
Or you could at least instruct him to assist you in this to make things a lot easier. And he'll even ask, what is it you're trying to do? Even though
I don't want him to help. I want him to rest and recuperate. Because I did okay in there, and he had to stop from being exhausted. I was just going to have us lay down on sticks so that we made less noise among the leaves, and then cover ourselves in like dead grass, sticks, leaves.
Okay. And you guys are going to lie and try to spend the night relaxing. What do the two of you do?
You're
I was
muted.
muted. Yeah, I realized it. This is the question: are we moving, or are we gonna try and make camp?
I need to rest.
Yeah. So we're gonna try and find somewhere that's secluded and quiet and good for camp, just like within like 50 feet, basically, Scott.
Okay.
Yeah. And I'm gonna try and just set us up so that we're in a spot that it's quiet, protected enough. Are there any like? You said we're in a forest, right? Are there any like outcroppings of rock? Like basically, what I'm looking for is like, is there an area where we can like press up, have our backs against something?
You can find a spot. It's not going to be instant, even a tree.
Yeah. Well, like even just like if there's enough of a tree base, like if there's a large tree.
Yeah. There's going to be some large trees and whatnot here too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Perfect.
As
Basically,
you
I
actually
want to have our
come across
backside.
a particularly large oak tree. You're able to make your way over to and can kind of like lie your backs against it.
Yeah. Cool.
Yeah, I'll when we sit down, I'll say,
Everybody
Get
knows
some
that
rest.
wyverns prefer elm trees and evergreens. Sorry.
I'll tell Oscar. I was like, try to rest, and I'm gonna cast the Arcane Servant to go around and pick up like firewood, like branch sticks and shit like that, just to gather sticks and stuff and put it in a pile, and then eventually I'll use the Mage's Flint to light it, so that we have a little bit of a fire.
You rest first, Laszlo.
All right.
You're worse off than I am at the moment.
This is the man that can't keep his eyes open. So, you guys, everybody here. Ooh.
I was gonna say I'm more worried about you not being able to see.
Can't see, but I can hear.
Okay. I'm not gonna fight. I'll just lean against the tree and try to go to sleep.
My lips are turning blue. That's kind of weird. Sorry. So, my lips like legit turned blue. So, moving on.
Can you do that again?
I'm smiling too much now. I can't.
I've made myself invisible again. This is my strategy for sleeping tonight. Is I'm gonna
Like the night.
Yeah. Weirdly enough, Oscar just is a super powerful mage that no one was aware of at this point. He was invisible.
So you all spend the night relaxing. Laszlo, actually, fortunate for you, throughout the night you dream sweet dreams. In your dream, there's a woman that comes and speaks to you and spends time with you. The conversation is not important, and where it is that you spend your time, well, definitely within the woods, is honestly not that important either. By a river, amongst under the canopy, standing at the top of the canopy and looking beyond at the sunrises and sunsets. It's just absolutely gorgeous creature. It happens to be walking around naked, which is a little unusual, but in a dream, it doesn't necessarily not make sense. I mean, you did get a bosom hung by Chrysalin, so I guess maybe that's what triggered it. Otherwise,
I'm good for 10 years. I'm good for 10 years.
you got it's genuinely a really good dream that kind of like makes it so in the morning when you awaken, you feel refreshed, like you're comfortable, you're warm. You when you finally wake up, you actually wake up before Oscar, who fell asleep, passed out trying to keep watch through the gray. Passed out next to you, he's sleeping heavy. You wake up fully refreshed and feeling well. Oscar did a good job of taking care of you. When you woke up, you actually have a good amount of like branches and whatnot that kind of like wrapped around you and to kind of help you insulate your body warmth and keep you warm. Little bits of leaves and whatnot that are there. Either way, you just kind of like peel them off of you and they seem to come off relatively easily, kind of moving with you as you move them. And you do feel just a lot better, a lot more refreshed. You don't have to worry about being hungover or any stuff like that in the morning.
Oh, that's weird. It must be the spell he cast on the liquor. Would I know if Oscar carries rations and whatnot?
I do. You see me pull out jerky all the time.
Yeah, I'll pull out what I can and try to make us a decent meal.
I literally have a ration bag on my hip. Like you know exactly which bag it is and exactly where the jerky comes from.
Yeah. I'll try to make a decent meal, like soften the jerky a little bit instead of having like the toughest shit.
No. I picture this like he probably.
God, I hate my laugh. God, it's so loud.
For rations, like he probably carries like hard breads and jerkies like primarily. So there's not really much to do with it in terms of like. Yeah.
I mean, you could soften it up by putting in a little bit of water and a little bit of heat. It's not going to taste great, but
but
yeah,
you can.
So, anyways, you guys wake up feeling fun.
I'm gonna summon a spirit to see if I can find out where we are.
God.
It's an interesting one.
Intelligence check, I believe.
Ooh.
Summons
13?
it. Yep, summons it. So,
and I'm gonna be.
You say what you want to say to call to the spirit. You call to him. You call to him, baby boy.
I'm just gonna say, my friend and I are in need of aid. We're not survivalists. We're not naturemen. Traveling through the woods would be hard. Any aid would be appreciated.
A spirit does pull itself before you. Pretty obviously Perrin, because they're older in age, and they stand before you and say, "What? Where am I? Oh, you called to me."
Not exactly. Yes, I need your aid. Are you a survivalist? Are you a naturalist? Do you know things about the woods, at locations, tracking, finding out where you are?
Scout.
Good. I'm somewhere in Adir, and I have no idea where. And if you were able to help me figure out.
I know this oak tree. I know it well. We're not too far from my home.
Your home?
Yes, I live not far to the south of here.
What was the name of your home, if you don't mind me asking?
Vigil.
Is that a safe place to go to?
Vigil's the safest city that you could possibly find yourself in. It's very heavily guarded. It's you can easily find yourself protected there. Anywhere outside of Vigil would be much more dangerous than Vigil. Its walls stand strong, firm, protect the inhabitants therein.
And how far is Vigil from? What did they called it? Curse Falls.
Curse Falls.
Yes.
It's a new town. It's in the woods to the north of Vigil. Just a couple days travel, not too far. By horse, you can get there much quicker. Curse Falls an ally of sorts with us. We fought with them on a battlefield where I fell to the west. East. God damn it.
Directions are hard, honestly.
Is there anyone that you have something to
I have no idea what you're saying. You broke up for a minute. However you pulled me to this world must be a
Damn it.
connection.
Hold on. No. Is there
Josh
anything that?
casts his spells. He's like, Vira,
Is there anyone?
Mortis, Comcast.
Am I still breaking up?
No, you're
No,
good.
you're
now,
good.
I'm just
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry. Is there anyone that you would like a message? I could send someone a message for you.
Yes, the Vigil. I've always looked up to her. She's a brilliant leader. If you go there, if you go to my home, let her know that I served for her.
And your name?
Joseph.
Yeah. Joseph. Oh, you're a douchebag. Thank you. And I'll let him go.
Okay.
And I'll wait until Oscar wakes up to relay this information. I'll point to the direction of Cursefall and I'll say we're about a few days away from Cursefall in that direction. There's another location that's
He
nearby,
does point.
not
He
too
does
far.
point. He does point in like the exact direction to it, just so you know. So if you like follow where he points to, go ahead. Good.
Yeah. And then he points to another direction. He goes, "There's also a place that way called Vigil. It's supposed to be a pretty safe place. Maybe somewhere we can get horses, because the journey to Cursefall is a few days. It's much quicker on horse."
So we should find Chris Ellen and Tristan first, and relay that information to them.
I think they're gonna head to Cursefall.
I think they're gonna head to Cursefall as well, but we need to find them first, regardless.
Okay.
It's not ideal, obviously, but they'll know that we weren't going to travel at night.
Okay. Let's head that way then.
You guys do know that there's no way you're going to be able to outpace the two of them traveling, especially if the two of them use magic one more time. There's no way you're going to be able to outpace
if
them.
they do, yeah.
Even if they don't, there's no way you're going to be able to outpace them.
Well, that's why, like,
you've
I'm
got a
saying
gnome
go
with you.
find them now, right?
So if you go find them now, and they're also heading north, they're going to keep pace ahead of you.
I mean, worst case scenario, because we did this with Chris Ellen before, where we couldn't fight her, we go to where we talked about, and she'll find us. Because she did it before.
Yeah, I guess.
And we probably got reamed.
Are they within, like, because based on what I know about them being north of us right now, based on the distance, is it enough that, like, we're going to be outpaced by them at this point?
You honestly don't know how far of a distance it is between you and them. What you do know is that Cursefall is to the north, as previously stated, and it is a couple days from Vigil. You don't know exactly how far north of Vigil you are, but you do know you're very close to Vigil if that's where you chose to go. Because he said, he did say, I'm very close to my home, or I'm close to my home. So you would be right by Vigil. So you choose the path that you want. I'm not trying to push you one way or the other. It's just
that just
facts.
clarifies it for sure. Yeah.
So, if you got horses, if you were close enough that you could get horses, you'd be able to catch up to them maybe, or at least not be too far behind.
How much are horses usually?
Usually if you're buying like a light horse, but not like a war-ready horse, it's just 75 plus the bit and bridle and whatnot. But if they're good enough people, or you might be able to rent them, or so on and so forth.
I'm worried about renting.
He did say they're allies to the people to the north, so it might be.
If we can, like, drop them at Cursefall, but if we don't, then we're going to be in,
I don't have the money for it. I have 2 gold.
I have enough for 1 horse, actually. I have
that's actually good for both of you, because Laszlo's
that's
like a
enough
child.
for us. Yeah. So I can do it. I can actually just buy a horse.
So you guys are gonna head south?
I think so. Yeah.
Doxy, when you wake in the morning, what's his name? Tristan actually sleeps in later than you do. Doxy, in case you don't know this in the real world, women tend to wake up pretty early that are known for
This one.
well, that have to that doll themselves up for those guys like me that are out there that
What
get
are
to
you
like
trying to say?
roll out of bed and just like throw on pants and go to work, versus the people that put effort in to going to work.
I think that he's trying to say that I don't put effort in, chat.
That's not at all what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that Tristan can easily roll out of bed and get ready because the expectations of Tristan are very different and unfortunately so by societal standards, and that's inappropriate than they are for Chrisellen, who wakes up earlier to appropriately get ready for the day. So Chrisellen wakes up first, and Tristan's still sleeping in as you start, getting yourself ready. And I'm squished. Oh, I look like Messi. So, anyways, you you guys get up as you start getting yourself ready, whatever. Eventually, Tristan wakes up as well. You see no signs of your companions.
I really must insist that we go to the nearest town. I should be able to find it.
The nearest town is going to be our destination.
Okay.
Cursefall is where we're headed. He pulls out the candle and shows it to you and says, unfortunately, we're going to have to go by foot. I can use this one more time, and let us be very careful that we don't mess it up. We only have a very limited number of hours we could spend there. So it must be known, whether or not your companions join us, I must return to Hecatsia. Therefore, we are leaving tomorrow before dawn. We need to.
You might be leaving without me, but that's okay.
If this is an understanding that the two of us have, that is fine, but I want it to be known beforehand.
Will you be safe alone?
I've traversed alone before. Safe, I've traversed myself before and have made it to my destination.
We'll get you a good weapon in town.
Weapons are a little bit less effective there than they are here, but they can be useful. I've been trained to a degree. It's not a bad idea. Besides, what kind of terrible smiths do they have in a small city-state like this? Says, and you guys can get up and start heading to the north.
Takes no great smith to make a club.
He'll chuckle at that and says, I've seen more than a few clubs in court. And we'll walk off with you and you guys can chat. Honestly, you guys have some time to chatter now because you don't chat in the other place. It's just exhausting being there, right? And
I'll tell him the story of what happened with Laszlo yesterday morning, and I imagine we'll both laugh about it. I get the feeling that Tristan and Chrisellen get along really
Actually,
well.
it was literally where I was going with this is now the two of you guys have an opportunity to speak without him being an annoying person interrupting your date or pushing you drunken or aggravated or tired out a door and traveling. You can see that you kind of pick it up as you go. He wasn't just pushing you. He also didn't sleep before you guys went on your original voyage. Like he was pushing himself as well. So he just is too proper to complain about it. You know what I mean? And not necessarily because he's kind, it's just he's proper, and so it's just not the right thing to do. Either way, so he does travel with you, and you guys actually are able to swap stories and actually chuckle a few times or laugh.
I'm gonna try to get hot goss out of him on Krilla.
That's you know what, you can try. Because obviously he's dedicated to her because of blah, blah, blah. Why don't you roll yourself
I'm his
a
sister's
Merry
lover.
Little Christmas?
Or his master's sister's lover. I don't know. Persuasion then?
Yes,
or...
it is. Oh, wait, unless there's a gossip one. Oh.
It's
actually carousing. Is there a carousing one?
I don't have carousing either. So if you want to just subtract 2 from that.
Yeah, so I guess it's a 19. Do you want to luck that to see if you can get some really, really frothing gossip?
I feel like in due time I could.
Okay.
I think a 19 is definitely good enough for now.
Okay, you do get a degree of information from her because once you kind of like reveal the amount that you know, he's more or less, this degree of what's the word I'm looking for? Classified information. Oh, then the lesser classified information I could totally divulge to you.
Right,
so
okay.
He'll tell you stories about like whatnot, but he's not like, ha, listen to this story. It's not like that. He's very calm and he's very kind of put together and he's very proper. So he'd be like, if you'd... the time that she and her sister got into a bit of a feud. in the middle of the court. I'll just say that I'm glad I was not the one there to witness it. And then kind of like goes into that sort of a thing because it's semi-public information anyways, you know? And they'll do that kind of a thing. Moving on. Eventually you guys travel
I'll be like, no. I'll be like, what's her deal? She would not stop insulting me, telling me how incapable I was, blah, blah, blah. Like, how do I get her to respect me? What do I do?
Honestly, she wasn't wrong, was she?
She was.
So you've been trained in leading soldiers to a battlefield or planning battle strategies?
No, I haven't need for it.
So
there are things that should be done her way and things that should be done my way.
You do realize that her position is to be on top of most other positions. While she might respect you as an individual and your talents, to her, your talents are something that she has at beck and call. If not wielding them herself.
Sure. She has Crescellin feldspars at her beck and call. Sure.
He says, well, maybe lesser degrees, but nonetheless, if you don't have the quality, you have the quantity. And there's quite the quantity.
I guess at the academy, they really bore into us how much more important quality was over quantity.
As they should, and it shows.
She curtsies and like playful smiles at him and is just like, I guess just my upbringing and her upbringing and probably your upbringing, it just doesn't see eye to eye on some things. But I do think that I'm going to surprise you.
You have many times already, and I'm sure that it'll happen many times again, he says. But you can tell that he's moving the conversation, kind of like bringing it to a wind down. Not because he doesn't disagree, not because he disagrees with the fact that Crescellin, it's because he's like, good luck with that one.
Right.
You know?
No, she respects it. She respects it.
So you, what you're gonna do, Doxy, thank you, Joshua. What you're gonna do, Doxy, is as you travel north with him, you travel north with him for a better part of the day. It's well into the afternoon, maybe into the early evening, but long before nightfall, right? The hours for nightfall. That you guys come walking out of the woods, or I should say, into the wooded realm, into the city that's up there. I'm not gonna describe it now because we will next session since we're ending soon. But to the two of them that head south instead, they do head south and a little bit to the east, which is the correct direction from where they're standing. And they come across, they come to an area where they can see, well, a lake before them. Small lake before them, but where they see a lake in front of them, just barely like through the trees, they also see to the side of them, there's a camp. Actually, there's a large camp that's over there. A bunch of tents and the like. It's a military camp. If you can catch a glimpse of, and you can pick that up very quickly, Oscar. If you can catch a glimpse of what kind of banner or flag is being waved, you might be able to detect whose camp it is.
Is that a cue for us to perceive?
It's up to you if you'd like to. If you want to move ahead and make a perception check, you're welcome to do so.
Oh, perception. Yeah, that's good. Good. I'm glad it's perception. 16.
Laszlo is actually able to see the thing and the what's it called, the banner and whatnot, and they were talked about beforehand, kind of ad nauseum to him before. So Laszlo's instinctively curious nature would have looked up some details about the place where he was going. Why don't you see if you can roll me a lore check, like a historical lore or whatever it is check.
Cultural lore?
Cultural lore, that one.
Oh no.
I have historical lore.
There you go.
That's fine. That's fine.
And it's lore. It's a lore check. I have special lore powers.
You know that this flag is the flag of Valoran, and the different aspects of the flag, their representations to the three chosen that happen to sit on the throne, and so on, so forth. You realize that this is a military camp to specifically them.
I'll relay this to Oscar and say, we might have found the chosen.
The who?
That's what they call themselves, the kings.
King?
There's 3 kings in this kingdom. It's weird. They believe that they were appointed by gods and they each took a different mantle, chosen of the pen. I don't remember them all. It's annoying.
Don't forget you're not hungover. You're doing well.
Yeah, I know. I don't know if he would know that much detail because it's a new nation.
So what you're telling me is we found the camp of a bunch of pretentious assholes.
Well, not that maybe they're not there, but the people that run Cursefall are also the people that run that camp.
Oh, all right. Well, that's much more convenient.
So, do you think they'll have a horse that we can purchase? Probably not.
It's a small nation.
Probably don't have the resources.
Oh, I don't know.
I mean, it's not like their horses were stolen, right? So,
well, I mean, the question I have, I guess, at this point would be, are they an ally to Amulta, an enemy, neutral? Are they an enemy to the Baron?
It's literally where you're going.
They're
It's
an
your
ally.
It's your destination.
Yeah, I know.
They're a neutral ally, at least. Heathguard, I believe we were informed. Heathguard just came back from working with them. The son, and also Rayrin Corvain is one of the chosen.
He's the pencil.
Rayrin Corvain.
Yes, the brother of Tristan.
Yeah, no, I'm aware.
Cool. So everybody
that in
but
your
me gets
mouth.
a crossover episode. Awesome.
I'm pretty sure they're not there right now.
Yeah, they're not
Doxy,
there.
don't worry.
Oh, don't worry.
Don't worry.
They're
I'm
not
pretty sure
there.
they're not there.
Doxy, they are
Yes.
not there right now.
just so you're aware, the reason Kingmaker is called Planewalker right now is for good reason.
Yes. If anything, I'm gonna RP with my own NPCs again. So
No,
it's gonna be.
So I'm familiar with Rayrin, at least broadly.
And so the two
Yes.
of you are able to walk into the military camp of Valoran, just past the edge of this lake over here, because beforehand it was on the edge of the lake. But as was ordered to their general, he was told to move it back, and so he did move it back. And as you
Is
guys
he
move
here?
into the camp,
Is this general the guy we're literally going to see? God
We
damn
had the
it.
mirror too. Oh, thank God. Oh, I was so
Well,
worried
this
that
is
someone
both
was see him
incredibly
without us.
and inconvenient simultaneously.
What's 10? What did I roll 10? Can you shine light
because
on that?
When you're traveling through the plane of shadows, sometimes you can get lost. You don't necessarily arrive where you wanted to.
Yeah.
But my own
There's a
twist,
10% chance.
there's a chance. It's cumulative over time and whatever. But what my own twist to it was, when you guys come back is when you can be split.
Yeah.
So, anyways,
Right.
so yeah, with that, why don't we end the session? Doxy walking in up to a capital, we'll call this capital town with a castle inside of it, with the brother of one of the rulers, meaning she's like, oh, comfy bed, and walking into it, and the two of them walking into a military camp, or at least one of them feels comfortable, and we're going to end the session there because Doxy said she needs to go somewhere this evening, and that where is it, Doxy? What are you doing after this?
To my home channel. Me and Josiah are going to play Amnesia, the new one, at twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY. You can follow me on Twitter at twitter.com/ZERODOXY.
So who's Josiah?
Josiah is my partner.
Oh, you guys are like lovers?
He he runs my channel with me.
Also known as Dungeon Papa.
Ah,
or
there you
Dungeon
go.
Dad.
Oh yeah, Dungeon
Because
Dad.
that's what he's known as online to some people.
There you go. Dungeon Papa. Hey, Papa. He's actually he's kind of a boomer. So Papa, he has grandkids. How many grandkids do you have?
Younger than me.
I think he's younger than me too, man.
It's pretty hot though, guys.
I'd second that. Yeah.
Not my cup of tea.
I'd do him. He knows
Not
better.
my cup of tea. Awesome.
Let
Thank
me
you,
put it
Doxy.
this way: if I was there as well, Scott, you'd
Maybe
be
a
more.
tall cup of tea.
Yeah.
That still I would not drink from.
Debatable.
Joshua, who are you? Why do we care?
Hi. I'm I'm a funny one. I'm a variety
We
streamer
noticed.
that has really shitty internet right now. So I play a lot of
Variety
games.
of quality streamer.
Yes, I play a lot of different games. I'm currently holding off on starting any new campaigns, but my next couple campaigns are going to be D&D 5e, Star Trek, and I'm going to return to Call of Cthulhu. So I was hoping I'd get a nice like Halloween episode and stuff in, but I'm not going to have good internet by then. So so it'll be after that. But come check me out and go watch Doxy's stream. They're really funny. There's a
Super
duo.
fun. It's my job to be funny.
Hey, Will, how you doing?
Oh, hi. Didn't see you
Hey.
there.
Oh, hello
No.
there.
Well, hello. No, hi, I'm Will. You can find me at Will and Graham. Twitter's the main place that I am, but honestly, you don't want to follow me there. The main thing that I'm doing, actually, you can find over at arcanistentertainment.com, where you can find out more information about the game that me and some friends are making, including Josiah. Schism Immolation of Oath and Fur. We're planning on an early 2021 release. We're currently figuring out some stuff, so I don't have a specific date yet. Sorry. But it's a fun 1v1 skirmisher that's meant to be an introductory war game, meant to be a bridge between games like Risk and Settlers of Catan, those types of things that involve strategy games, to games more like Warhammer, which are a little bit more involved and a little bit too complex for a lot of people to get into right away, and honestly very expensive to get into. We try and bridge that gap by making a more affordable entry option to a game that is going to be a little bit more strategically easy to pick up while still having the depth of a strategy war game like Warhammer. So that's what we're trying to do.
Bitchin' minis.
Yeah, the minis look real good. Oh, we're gonna have some news on another mini pretty soon that we're very excited about. That's not part of the starter set, but it is part of what we're doing for the Kickstarter. That's gonna be a bonus for when you go on the Kickstarter, and it's a very cool mini. So I'm very excited about that. We'll be talking about that soon. But that's pretty much what I'm doing. So you can find that information at arcanistentertainment.com, which actually I think we've got a command for here. This one? Yeah. So you can go to that website. Our socials are on there as well. We're not really doing too much with that right now. We're going to be starting that up pretty soon. Again, I've been saying that for like 2 months now, but here we are. That's what I'm doing. Scott?
Risk isn't difficult.
No, it isn't. That's the point.
Oh, I thought you said...
No, it's meant to be a bridge between easy strategy games like Risk
Oh, I was like...
to
Risk
harder
okay.
strategy games like Warhammer. It's meant to be that bridge in the middle.
Gotcha. I was like,
get
Risk
you
is
from
easy.
Yeah, it's super easy to get. That's kind of the point. But it Risk, there's strategy in it for sure, right? But it's a game, and I'm going way too much. This is not necessary. If you want to hear my thoughts on strategy games and what we're doing, we're going to be talking
Then
about
buy
that.
the product.
Buy the product. It's also, I'm going to be
It's
talking
right in
about
there.
that.
It's actually, he has a dissertation about his opinion of strategy games.
There's actually going to be a blog
Handwritten
post
with
put up
every-
on the website about it, actually, in terms of what we're trying to achieve with it. So if you're interested in that, there will be more information.
It'll be a vlog post. He does the entire vlog in his boxers. Thank you, everybody, for coming by. Don't forget that we just started a brand new show on Twitch.tv/Last Initiative. Don't say show anymore, Scott. It's not
All
show anymore. We
apart.
fixed it.
All a part of the Dirty 20 Collective.
Oh, Doxy, could you do me a favor and go live so I can raid you?
Yeah, Josiah's working on it right now.
Josiah! Get good, son!
Dungeon
It's
Dad
1:04
is working on it right now.
1:04 a.m.
All right. So since we
Shit,
got
like
a
4 minutes
couple
ago
of,
without sound.
since we got like a minute, can we talk about why Hermione is the best character in Harry Potter?
I have to go.
Oh, and Josh apparently had to go as well because Scott booted him out of the call.
What are you talking
Okay,
about?
I love you guys. I really gotta go.
Yeah. I gotta go
jeez,
because I really
this
have
is-
to go to the bathroom. Hey,
What is-
Scott, it's
what is
just us
happening
now.
Okay. Can I raid Doxy now? Hey guys, I'm gonna go raid Doxy, and that is exactly as sexual as it sounds. Don't tell her though. I don't want her to get the wrong idea, and by that I mean the right idea. Hell. All right, let's put this up here. Let's get this going. Ooh, let's see, raid. No, not dunk. Not poet. Why don't I see Doc? I feel like I never see Doxy on here. I freaking follow her channel. Why can I never find ZER0 DOXY? No results found for ZER0 DOXY. Is she not live yet? Guys, I want to raid Doxy, but she's not live yet. Why isn't she live? Let's refresh this stream manager first. Maybe it's not up to date. Maybe Twitch is just not as fast as we want it to be. Channels you follow, not even populating. Okay, here we go. Okay, Geef, Krendor, Plains Wanderer, Ambrose Fox, Dunk TV. Oh, that's right. ZER0 DOXY. It's not even. Okay, I'm just gonna do it this old-fashioned way. I'm just gonna do /RAID ZER0 DOXY. We're just gonna. Okay, we're gonna go into this. Everybody, come along. If you haven't already left me, you probably already left me. You don't love me. Let's go raid Doxy. Let's go raid her. Let's get it done. That bastard Rayron deserves what he gets. That bastard Rayron deserves to die. That doesn't. My mom thinks it says Ray Ray or Riri, and I'm like, no, mom, bad mom, bad.